In this video, we're going to discuss what a profit center is. So a profit center is a subunit or smaller part of an organization in which the manager is held responsible for both revenues and costs. Let me give you an example. So Starbucks is a large corporation, and we could look at the revenue and expenses for the entire Starbucks. But when Starbucks is evaluating itself and looking at its own internal performance, it could look at the store level. So it could look at individual stores, and let's say that we have one specific Starbucks location. We could look at the revenue and the cost for that location. Okay, so obviously they would be tracking. So let's say we've got this Starbucks store right here. They would be tracking and say, okay, what was the revenue for this location for the past month, for the past quarter, for the past year? And then they would also know the cost for the past month, quarter, and year. And so when you take the revenue and you subtract the cost, you get the profit. So Starbucks, if they were evaluating the different stores, they could look at the profit of each individual store. And so this store is going to have a manager, right? There's someone who's probably called the GM, the general manager of that store, and then they would be held responsible by corporate office. So when Starbucks, assuming this is a corporate-owned store, I don't know how many stores are franchises or what Starbucks' structure is, but let's say this is a corporate-owned store. When Starbucks, the executives are evaluating the different subunits within the firm, they could look and see, oh, okay, who is responsible for the profitability of this store? Who do we talk to about the revenues and costs related to this store? And that would be the general manager. They would be held responsible. So this would be a profit center. Now, it wouldn't be an investment center, because that would imply that the general manager of this store would have the ability to say things like, you know what, we're going to go and we're going to overhaul this store, and we're going to spend a lot of money and do updates, and we're going to change the shelving and so forth. That type of decision will probably be made at a regional level. The individual store manager doesn't get to make that decision. So an individual store for Starbucks is probably going to be evaluated as a profit center and not treated as an investment center or cost center or anything like that.